If you have a goal you intend to reach, you will have to sacrifice some things and be more conscious of your decisions. Frugal people have a goal as well, to use as little money as possible. If you want to save up a lot more money than you have so far, consider giving up terrible money habits. Number 10. Ignore their financial situation. When it comes to money, most people want to play the ostrich and bury their heads in the sand. This doesn't make whatever situation you are avoiding go away. Instead, it has all the time to escalate because you are doing nothing about it. There's a lot you can do to make sure your financial situation is not turning into a disaster. Frugal people always do their best to be on top of their finances. They have a plan to clear out their debt and work with a budget. They review their bank statements often and make a shopping list before they go spending. They also keep up with their payments to avoid late fees or simply automate their savings. It helps if you check and utilize all your job benefits or ask for a raise if you think you are worthy. Money is a tool, and like any other tool, it doesn't do much unless used properly. You should have a plan for your money so that it is easier to manage and you are not left wondering how you haven't paid rent in months and can barely afford your living expenses. Number 9. Buy things they can't use. Buying reusable products is good for the environment and great for your wallet. If you are going out to buy something, make sure it fits the 3 R's: recycle, reduce, reuse. As a result, frugal people have a list of items they avoid. They don't buy paper towels when they can get cloth towels that will serve them well for a longer period of time. They don't buy bottled water either. They invest in a reusable water bottle and keep filling it up. They are also conscious of the clothes they pick out. The quality should be good enough to endure more than 5 wears. You can also use old clothes as rugs or cut them up into something else you need. If you enjoy hosting parties, then you should buy reusable party items. This includes utensils and cutlery and party decorations. You save more money buying reusables because you don't have to keep buying the same products over and over. It's easy to get caught up in the moment, but you should think long term. Will you be playing with that extra stuffed animal once you get home? Do you really need another bejeweled vase? Get items that will be more useful. Number 8. Throw away things without getting money back. If you are done with an item, think of selling it off before you get rid of it. There are so many sites that allow you to sell off your items like Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. If you don't want to go online, have a garage sale or take them off to a flea market. There is always someone who will have use for them. You can get a few dollars for the couch you want to get rid of. This will help you clear up space in your house and give you some money to save. A few repairs are also sufficient to revive some of the pieces you think of throwing out. Sometimes all you need is a new coat of paint and better hardware. Frugal people know the value of $1 and are committed to getting the most out of their purchases. Look at your warranties as well, in case an item or gadget fails within the given time period. Most stores offer a cashback guarantee for a period of time. If you get something you don't like, return it and get your money back. The idea behind frugality is to make every dollar count and stretch it as far as it can go. Number 7. Give in to peer influence. As social beings, humans are very concerned about what others think of them. This is why social media is one of the fastest growing industries. We want to know what people think of us, what they are doing, and what opinions we have on what's happening. However, peer influence can have its disadvantages, especially when it comes to money. If you see everyone buying a particular kind of brand, you might be tempted to get it as well, especially if the people getting it are people whose opinion you care about. You might end up signing up for a trip you can't afford just because you are with your friends, or committing to help a family member out with a loan when you are barely getting by. Frugal people know how to sidestep that influence. It doesn't mean that you shun all your friends and family. It just means that you know when to say no and stick to it. Be your own person and make decisions that are best for you. You don't really need to have a vacation in the Maldives or eat at the most expensive restaurant every week to be considered cool. Number 6. Keep up with money-sucking shopping habits. There are a couple of terrible shopping habits we adopt that end up frustrating all our money goals. If you want to be frugal, you need to identify those habits and avoid them. Frugal people always go shopping with a list. If it's not on the list, then they don't need it. This helps to focus your money on necessities instead of wants. They also go shopping with cash as much as they can. Having a card makes it easy to swipe on everything your eyes are drawn to. If you have cash, you will have a limit and won't be able to tap into the money you haven't set aside for shopping. Avoid going window shopping with your card or money. Years of experience should have taught you that you are not only browsing and will end up making a purchase you hadn't planned for. Frugal people, however, make use of sales, deals, and buy in bulk when they can. They also check out the prices at other stores before committing to a purchase. These habits help you get what you need at the fraction of the cost. If you have the confidence, try bargaining for a lower price. Shopping can be great, but it can also be a money sucker if you don't deal with some habits. Number 5. Pay for something they can do themselves. You can do so many things for yourself, which will help you save your money. Because food is one of the things that takes up most of your money, the average person spends over $3,000 on eating out every year. It's important to learn how to make your favorite dishes. There are TV shows and recipe books to help you with your endeavor. The same goes for coffee. If you are spending $5 a day on coffee, you end up spending more than $1,500 in a year. Find the things that take up most of your money and see if you can cut out those prices. You can mow your own lawn, wash your car, repaint your rooms, and sew your own clothes. This might seem like a few dollars you can afford to waste, but it all adds up in the end. Frugal people also do their best to have entertainment on a budget. Rather than spend money on going out, host a game night with your friends or get a movie to watch at home. Number 4. Get into debt. One of the quotes on debt is better to go to bed hungry than to wake up in debt. This doesn't encourage starvation, but it shows the extremity of being in debt. The average American has about $5,000 in debt. The figure represents credit card debt only. With mortgages, car payments, student loans, and personal loans, the amount of debt grows to something people can't pay off. Rather than wait till you are waist deep in debt, do your best to avoid it. Pay off your credit card balances as often as you can. Make sure it is more than the minimum balance. If you can hold off on getting other items like a car and house, then give it time before you sink further into debt. There is no need to sacrifice your future needs for present-day desires. But if you are in debt, it's not the end of the world. Make a plan to snowball all your debt. Start with the small ones. They will give you the encouragement to tackle the big ones as well. Give yourself a time frame so that you work towards achieving your goal. Number 3. Waste food. Over 40% of food is wasted, and more than 50% of that waste happens at the consumer level. As a frugal person, you should avoid wasting food. Keep the leftovers and reuse them during the week. When you go to a restaurant, ask to take home what is left over as well. Make use of your freezer as well to make sure your food products last longer, because frugal people are aware of what they have in their pantry. They don't double buy and can consume their foodstuffs before they expire. Keep your pantry organized so you can see what you are low on and what is expiring soon. When it comes to perishable foods, don't buy more than you need. There's no need to be greedy. After all, you can only eat so many bell peppers. It is also important to meal prep so that you know exactly what you will need before you go shopping. This will help you save your money and is also very good for the environment. Number 2, ignore their health. Your health should be your most prized possession, and like any treasure, you should guard it with everything you've got. This means making adjustments to your diet, exercise, and general lifestyle. These changes may seem undoable, but you'll be happier doing them than paying off expensive medical bills or, at the very worst, having to live with a terrible health condition. Taking care of your health doesn't have to be expensive, so start with simple changes. Most doctors will tell you that you are what you eat. Have a food plan and cut out things that are unhealthy. Those with additives, unhealthy sugar, oils, and color. Make sure you have a balanced diet and drink plenty of water, not alcohol. Give up the junk food and reduce how often you eat out. Do your exercises. Ditch the car and walk to where you need to be or bike there. Take a run around your neighborhood or go on a hike. Join a sports team to keep you accountable. Get plenty of rest too. There is no need to work yourself to death. Visit your doctor if you have a symptom you can't explain. It's better to treat whatever it is before it gets worse. Because there is always information coming in, keep up with how best you can improve your living conditions. Before we get into number 1, make sure to check out the links in the description for our best recommendations to boost your savings. Number 1, spend all their money. Most people live off of a salary. That means that there is only a particular amount of money coming in every month. It is unwise to spend all your money in the moment it comes in, because that will leave you wondering how you will survive in the middle of the month. Frugal people live on a budget and they keep a strict tab on their spending. The budget caters to everything they will have to spend on. They have a portion that goes straight to their savings. Aside from the savings account, they also keep an emergency fund. After savings have been catered for, then they pay off the necessities. This includes rent, groceries, and debt. Whatever is left over is what they spend on themselves. If you don't think that your current income is not enough to encourage savings, consider downsizing or splitting costs with a friend or family. Getting a second job is also a good move to ensure that you will have more money than you can spend. The goal of the frugal people is not to spend as much as they can, but to save as much as they can.